Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving this is the Honda CR-V Petrol. Right away, let's open the engine bay. Yeah, the car is very dirty. I took it badly off-road yesterday. It was a lot of dust over there. As you can see, in spite of the 2-liter capacity of this petrol engine, there's a lot of empty space in this engine bay. Now this is obviously for better breathing, and as you can see, this car deserves a V6 petrol motor, a real VTEC. In fact, Honda's not even written VTEC over here, so I really doubt if it's a VTEC. Well, it is a VTEC because it's written on the tailgate. Anyways, as you can see, Honda typical design language. The lights look really nice, LEDs over there, and this color, I think it's known as some sort of a brown, is particularly very impressive. And from the side also, the car looks really nice. I love the alloys on this vehicle, and overall design actually gels very well with Honda's design language. And of course, it's a CR-V. It's unmistakably a CR-V. Over here we have iVTEC written over here because of VTEC kicked in, yo. And yeah, the lights are like slightly bigger than the one we see on the WRV. People are making a lot of noise over here. Anyways, as you can see, car's a little dirty. I'm sorry about that, but yes, it's a beautiful looking vehicle. And over here we get a camera as well. For the left side, when you put the left indicator or you press the button on the right stalk, obviously you can see what's there on the left side of this vehicle. Let's quickly get inside. As you can see, the doors are nice and wide, so are the door pockets. There's good amount of space over here as well. Seats are also comfortable, and 3 people can actually sit here, but headroom isn't that great. Now this car isn't available with 7 seats. Yeah, the petrol is not available with 7 seats. That's kind of a weird logic. Only diesel guys deserve to carry extra passengers. I don't know. Anyways, center armrest over here. And as you can see, there are twin cup holders here as well. As you can see, there are multiple ports here for charging, rear air conditioning. Overall seats are comfortable. Let's open the boot right away. And as you can see, the boot is actually large enough. Yeah, that's a large boot. You can turn on and off the lights by pressing this button. Anyways, as you can see, the spare wheel is an alloy. My goodness. And that also is a full size spare wheel. This is impressive, Honda. I don't think City would be having that. Well, obviously cost cutting is there more on locally made products than CKDs. This is locally assembled in India. Now I've already reviewed the Honda CR-V earlier. All you have to do is click here to see that video. Why am I reviewing it again? Well, this is the petrol engine, but I'm going to talk to you about the quirky bits of this car, what I like, what I dislike. So this is not going to be a full-blown review. Let me turn on the vehicle. Here we go. Turns on. When you turn it off, it gets into accessory mode. Can you see the swipe which happened? Really cool. Anyways, most Honda cars don't get a temperature meter, but this one gets it over here on the left side. Now there's certain things to really love about this vehicle. Obviously, I love the cabin design. I love the high quality of materials, and obviously I love the seats as well. The seats are very comfortable and supportive too. What I don't like about this vehicle is the fact that this infotainment system isn't that great. If I want to turn it on, sometimes it doesn't turn on. I have to keep pushing it. Maybe my pushing is wrong. I know it's very dirty. The other thing I dislike about the system is the fact if I have to decrease the fan speed, I have to press this button. Meanwhile, this is to increase or decrease the temperature. It should have been the other way around, honestly. That's what I feel, because that would be easier to operate. But what I really love is this massive panoramic roof. Just look at it. Isn't this massively big? Brings in a lot of air inside the cabin. Build quality is also very nice, up to Honda standards, of course. There's a lot of storage space as well over here. As you can see, there's space to keep stuff. There's a power socket over here, the twin cup holders over here, and there's a lot of space over here as well. You can remove this if you want. Yeah, it's removable. Yeah, you can keep a lot of stuff over here. But the problem is, yeah, I've slotted it properly back. The problem is it is just too deep. So if you keep something inside, it can get lost. It should have had narrower compartments, I guess. As you can see, everything feels nice and well put together. And I'm sure most of you don't know what CR-V means, but it actually means comfortable runabout vehicle. Yeah, it's comfortable. I don't know what really exactly runabout means. And the other name is also compact recreational vehicle. I don't see any recreation of sorts in this particular car. It's not an SUV. It is not really an MPV either. It is a recreational vehicle in Honda speak. That said, there are good amount of features on offer. It gets Apple CarPlay, it gets Android Auto connectivity, and audio quality is also very nice. Econ mode is placed over here. Traction control button is placed over here, and sometimes with the handbrake on as well, the car starts moving forward. Unfortunately, the fuel economy isn't that great. It returns between 7 to 8 kilometers per liter. Just now it was saying 69 kilometers for distance to empty. Now it's saying 68 kilometers. So yes, the petrol model is a little bit gas guzzling. Yes, it is a light car by SUV standards because it's a monocoque chassis vehicle. However, it still drinks a lot of fuel. The wipers do a great job though. I absolutely love that. Another thing which I don't like about this vehicle is supposing I'm driving the car. Okay, I'm in drive mode right now. All right, let me lock the doors. The doors are locked. Now I decide I need to come to a halt. So I come to a halt on a signal. I obviously have the option of brake hold, but anyways, I put it into parking, and I put it into parking, it unlocks. it simply unlocks the door. So at times when I just come to a halt at a signal, the doors automatically unlock if I get into parking. Yes, I should get into neutral perhaps, but still, that's not a great thing to do. I mean, leave it to me to unlock the vehicle. That's not how you decide. Maybe probably when you turn off the vehicle, then you unlock. That's cool, but you shouldn't do it otherwise. So let me lock the door and let me press this. Now it doesn't unlock on its own. It shows the Honda logo over there in the center. So this 5th generation car is the best CRV yet. Of course, I've told you everything you want to know about the car by doing a complete exterior and interior review previously, but this review is going to focus only on the petrol engine. Does VTEC really kick in here? Well, let's find out. Alright, we are all set to go. Air conditioning off, traction control off, getting into sport mode and econ mode also off. Okay, so everything seems fine now. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, and this motor is actually revving till almost 2500 rpm, and off we go. No, there's absolutely no wheel spin on offer. That's right, no wheel spin on offer whatsoever, and this motor redlines all the way to 6500 rpm. And yes, this is a VTEC motor, so this is a 2-liter petrol engine. Compared to the diesel, it produces more power at 154 horses. However, torque output is lesser at 189 Newton meters of torque. Now you might expect that's a lot. Okay, this thing is still on. Some of the fan speed is still working after turning it off as well. So yeah, now you might expect that performance to be absolutely slick because this is a VTEC motor. Unfortunately, that is not the case over here, which is kind of sad, because once I got hard onto the throttle, I was still searching where is the VTEC kick in you feeling. It just does not kick in somehow, unfortunately and sadly. There is no VTECness in this vehicle. This is a 2-liter petrol engine but lacks the VTEC thrill. Now a major reason for that is also the fact that this is paired to an automatic gearbox and not a traditional torque converter automatic, but it is paired unfortunately to a CVT gearbox, and you know the CVTs have a lot of issues. It just does have a lot of rubber band effect in the top end, and off we are. So I mean, I turn off the fan speed, it starts getting turned on its own. I don't know what's wrong. Anyways, as you can see, this motor makes a lot of noise. So yeah, low end performance is good. In the city this is fine, but get out on the highway and you will realize a lot of problems with this motor because it just doesn't have the punch on the highway, especially this rubber band effect, this continuous noise. I find it sporty, but most people will find it irritating because it gets very loud indeed. And as you can see, it just keeps itself near the red line because CVT has its issues, and because of the ratios as such, it will keep making the rubber band effect noise. And there we go yet again. I mean, it redlines very slowly, it revs also very slowly, very unlike a VTEC motor. You don't expect that from a VTEC. Anyways, let me press this button to see a view of what's on the left side. So that's very disappointing because the diesel actually feels better than the petrol, and you know the diesel isn't great at all with 120 horses. I mean, they should have offered the twin turbo unit of the diesel. That would have been something. Now the petrol is only available with front wheel drive. There's no all wheel drive petrol. There's no 7 seats either. So yes, in terms of practicality and off-roadability, this isn't that great. I took it off-road yesterday. It did decently well because the steering is an absolute charm. It offers a lot of feel and feedback for sure, and of course it also weighs up brilliantly at high speeds. However, in terms of the outright performance, there's a lot of disappointment. In the city everything's fine. Out on the highway, I mean, you keep pressing the throttle and it will just not respond. And I actually opened the hood to check if there is VTEC written on the hood. Yes, it is, but it just doesn't have the performance, unfortunately, and the gearbox is also very disappointing. Why use a CVT in a car which costs so much? And talking about cost, this one costs 33 lakh rupees, 33.2 lakhs actually. Meanwhile, the diesel costs around 3.5 lakhs more. Yeah, the diesel is also available with a 2-wheel drive version with front wheel drive, and that one definitely feels more peppier to drive. In terms of NVH, yes, the noise from this engine is well contained at lower RPM. However, as you push it hard or rather get into the mid-range, it becomes very noisy. You can hear the noise, it's very noisy, and most people are not going to find it sporty either. The horn is also not great, unfortunately. So the ride quality is pretty good. Yeah, it is on the stiffer side, but for the most part, I like the way this car rides. Unless and until you hit a bad patch of road, that's where you will realize that it actually crashes through them. but for the most part the ride quality is good. The handling is also good. Body roll is very well contained. It drives more like a car than like an SUV, which is certainly a good thing. But this isn't an off-road vehicle. Even with the 4-wheel drive, you wouldn't really want to take it off-road due to the low ground clearance, and the Petrol, or rather the 2-wheel drive, has 10 mm of lesser ground clearance at 198 mm, and this car is an absolute drinker of sorts, because right now it's returning a mileage between 7 to 8 kilometers per liter, and even when you drive it sedately, the mileage is not going to stretch into double-digit figures. So guys, as I see it, the CR-V Petrol isn't as good as the diesel, and the diesel seems very high price for what it offers. So unless and until you're a Honda fan, or unless and until you want an SUV which drives like a car, or unless and until you are a big fan of the CR-V or Ranbir Kapoor because you drove it in Wake Up Sid, there's no other reason as such compelling enough to pick it over its body-on-frame rivals. Now obviously this is not really comparing with the body-on-frame rivals from Ford and Toyota. It is more to be compared with the Skoda Kodiaq, and the Kodiaq is better in many ways. However, not in terms of peace of mind, reliability and resale, where the CR-V will definitely shine. If you like this video, you know what you have to do. What you have to do? Tell me what you have to do. Neha, tell me what you have to do.
Give a thumbs up button.
What with thumbs up? Yeah, say no to aerated drinks. Give it the Tropicana button and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next video real soon. Bye bye.